Well, hello and welcome to another Ernest stay-at-home coronavirus video blog. Um, David, if you are watching, see, we have light. Anyway, today we heard of many sad news over the coronavirus situation. It's not a situation; it's a freaking scandal. Anyway, today we lost the song that you were hearing in the introduction. It was by Manu Dibango. He was this unlikely hit with this song from the early 70s that it was released in the US somehow. I don't know why, because he's from Cameroon. I'm not sure about the details, but apparently somebody found, some DJ from Brooklyn found it and started using it, and all of a sudden it became a top 40 Billboard hit. And much later, it was sampled by so many different people. Michael Jackson sampled it on "Don't Stop Till You Get Enough." He also Rihanna sampled it, and also Beyonce sampled it. This song called "Deja Vu." So, and also we heard today about the first loss of a child to coronavirus. So that lays to ground the whole thing that kids don't get sick. As for us, we're just trying to stay safe. I mean, I still go to the grocery store when needed. Today, I had to go get a couple of supplies, and I try to stay away from people as much as possible. Right? I mean, one paranoid thing I'm doing is that I'm not using cash. If the place doesn't accept my debit card, well, screw it. I'll go somewhere else. That's pretty much it on this front. And on the teaching front, still struggling with teaching online. And today was a very difficult class. I'm not going to go into details because I don't want to talk about work too much, because I just don't like talking about work too much. But it was difficult because some students are not very tech savvy. We tried to go on Zoom, and I just sat there for half an hour basically, waiting for the students to log into Zoom, and they wouldn't. And then I just went back to whatever other technology we were using. Although we had used Zoom in previous classes, but apparently this day they just didn't feel like going to Zoom, and I cannot force them. So it is what it is. Okay, so let's talk music a little bit, right? Yesterday I introduced you to Takashi, which is one of my basses with an interesting history. Now I'm going to introduce you to one of the princes of my instruments. We have here my Hofner. Here you go. Right, this baby here, the same kind of bass that Paul McCartney used in the Beatles, and he keeps on using it to this day. His model is the 1964. He used to have two Hofners. He had a 1962 Hofner that he bought, or 61, something like that he bought in some store in Hamburg after Stu Sutcliffe left the Beatles. Yeah, today it's actually alcoholic red wine. Later Hofner gave, because the popularity of the Beatles was so great that kids started buying Hofners like crazy, because it was a very like a cheap bass, basically. It cost like $200, I think, at the time. And now it goes for thousands. My Hofner did not go for thousands. Mine's in '67. I bought it in Brazil, I think in 1991 or 1992. I cannot recall exactly when it was, but it was a funny thing. I was playing at some gig with my Beatle tribute band in Brazil. And basically, some guy just walked up to me and said, "I have a Hofner to sell." And I was like, "What? Where in Fortaleza, Brazil, do you get somebody with a Hofner?" And they said, "Well, yeah, I have it. Do you want it?" and he sold it for me at the time was I think the equivalent of $250, something like that. I don't remember anymore. This was like almost 30 years ago. But again, like when you buy these old instruments, they're in bad shape. This one, the electric was horrible. I remember playing it in a gig, and I touched the pickup, this pickup here, and it gave me a shock. So that means that there was some kind of short circuit going on. The machine heads were completely like gone. I don't know what he had on that thing, but eventually I had it fixed and I had it repainted. But it needs another job now because it's been quite a few years since then, and it's not in that much of a great shape anymore. Characteristic of this particular bass is that I went to an Pelados gig, and they had these stickers, "Stop Violence Against Women," and Andrea Echeverri, which is the main singer, had a sticker on her guitar. So I said, well, I'm not going to put it on the front of my guitar, but I'll put it in the back. And when I have a gig, I always keep the bass like this anyway, and people can see the sticker about stopping violence against women, right? And now the last time I did maintenance on this bass was about I don't know 5-6 years ago. I had the guy fix the electric. He got the neck fixed, and I also was able to buy original German-made Hofner tuning pegs. So these are brand new, not brand new anymore, but at the time they were brand new, and they were installed professionally. And it's a wonderful little bass. So it's a great history. It's been with me for almost 30 years. I mean, this is the instrument that has been with me the second longest. The longest will be my Gibson guitar, my ES335, which I call Flavinha. The history about that will come later, right? Anyway, let's hear a little bit of his sound. Okay. Nice little Beatles thing. And by the way, these machine heads are so good that, or tuning pegs, whatever you want to call them, that I played this bass last time, I think 3 weeks ago. And when I brought it in to play, I tuned it in. I didn't have to tune in. The tuning was perfect. So if I play this little riff from one of my favorite Beatles tunes, not going to tell the name, but and that's it. I don't want another copyright claim on on this channel. I mean, this is stupid. Every time I play a song that's copyrighted, they'll put a copyright claim. It doesn't stop the videos, but it's just this is a pain in the neck, you know. And then I get this. I'm not doing this for money. It's just for fun, just to communicate with people, and that's that. Another, now back to coronavirus, I forgot to mention that the great playwright Terrence McNally also passed away today from coronavirus. So it's the second celebrity to die. So we had two celebrities and a child, on top of all the other anonymous deaths that we have all over the world. And the world is sadder for all of these. Anyway, so this is the Hofner. Beautiful little bass. Will never sell it. If my family, when I'm gone, my younger members of the family want to do something about it, fine, I don't care. I'm not going to be here anymore anyway, but I'm not planning to sell it anytime soon. Unless shit happens, basically. Anyway, so let's go over now to a song. Let me get my Fender. It's right over here. Today we're going to go Brazilian, right? It's a song by Rita Lee, which I actually cleared with her so I could play this song and she wouldn't get angry at me. I sent her an email and she actually responded, which I thought was amazing. And I said, yeah, you can sing the song. Her publisher might get angry, but she's cool with it. I'm a complete stranger to her, but there you go. Right, so let's get to it. The name of the song is Ovelha Negra, which means black sheep in Brazil in Portuguese. And I've always identified with this song for whatever reason because I never consider I don't see myself as a black sheep in the family, but when I first heard this song, I kind of identified with it, and it was probably the first Portuguese song I learned on guitar. And here we go. Levava uma vida sossegada, gostava de sombra e água fresca. Não sei quanto tempo eu passei sem saber. Foi quando meu pai me disse: filha, o céu verde é negra da família. Agora é hora de você assumir e sumir. Baby, baby, não adianta chamar quando alguém está perdido, procurando se encontrar. Baby, baby, não vale a pena esperar ou não. Tire isso da cabeça, põe o resto no lugar. Vai sumir. It's actually a guitar solo, but again, I don't have the equipment here to mix the stuff up and do a production. So these little reading lights will have to do it. Anyway, so I hope you enjoyed this little video. If you like it, please hit like, subscribe, drop a comment. I haven't heard any comments yet, so except turn on light. And that's that. Have a great day, and I'll hopefully see you tomorrow.